Welcome to a new video of this channel. I'm the PC Collector, and as you can see, today we have a very special guest here. This is no other than the original IBM PC 5150 from 1981. Although this particular unit is from late 1983 or early 1984, it's still a very interesting machine that we are going to see today in action. This is a machine I've had for quite a while, and I've never been able to do anything with it because, well, you'll see soon. Oh, what the is the other? Yeah, the cable has another switch which I forgot to turn on. This machine is the late version of the 5150. Has the second model board with the 9082 BIOS, the 64 256 kilobyte board, although those ones had the maximum memory size, because otherwise they wouldn't boot. It was a restriction. Well, it's irrelevant. Well, as you can see, it works, but currently it works from the 5-inch floppy, which means I really can't do anything with it because, yeah, I don't really have any 5-inch floppies on which I could write software or do stuff with it, because it doesn't have any kind of hard drive. But I'm going to solve that. And how I'm going to solve it? Well, with this. This is an 8-bit ISA compact flash to IDE adapter, or pretty much, or more better said, 8-bit ISA IDE controller with a built-in compact flash adapter, which I'm going to use to provide this computer with a hard drive it can use for the task I'll be able to hopefully do with this machine. You'll probably have noticed that I'm not in my usual shooting spot, and that's because due to the bulk and size of this machine I needed a more sturdier table than the one I usually assemble my computers in. So let's remove the cover and start working with it. Besides the lack of hard drive, this computer has another serious limitation, and that's the fact that the video card it uses is the basic monochrome display adapter, or MDA, which seriously limits what can be done with the machine. Okay. Okay, I have to stop shooting for a moment. Here we are. I had forgotten that the cover of this machine slided to the front instead of backwards. So yeah, you can see here the MDA card. I never actually checked the card up close. But yeah, all signs point to it being an MDA. You can see the twin floppy drive and the floppy controller and the MDA card, which I never actually checked up close. It could happen, it could be an Hercules card, but I wouldn't be too hopeful about that. Yeah, all the markings point to the MDA card. So yeah, I'm checking to be 100% sure, because Hercules cards and MDA cards sometimes are hard to tell apart one from the other. So I'm going to carefully pull it out so I can examine it up close. Yeah, as much as I had some hopes, there's no doubt that this card is the IBM MDA. So let's put it back in place. And now comes the tricky part. Now that the card is back in place, I need to uncover one slot to place the compact flash adapter on it. I hope that it is the right slot, because those machines were tricky when it comes to expansion slots. So yeah, the card is slot in. Let's put a card on it. This adapter is prepared so you can remove the card without having to disassemble the computer, which is kind of well thought. And now comes the tricky part. Now comes the tricky part. Because I need to replace one of those with the 3.5-inch drive. So probably the best shot will be okay. How are those even put into the machine? Okay, nice. They only have screws on one side. So probably it would be easier to take this one out and leave the other one plugged in. Very carefully. Let's not forget that we are manipulating '40-year-old hardware. So it's not as easy as you would think. Okay. Okay. Let's I can't lose the molex on that thing. What the hell? For some reason, okay, one moment, I'm going to show you. As you can see, some genius decided that instead of having the power connector plugged in horizontally like any other drive ever, it is plugged in vertical, which means that you don't have room to wiggle it, to loosen it, so it can be taken out. Is, yeah, totally genius. Whoever designed this is totally a genius. So well, let's keep battling. Oh, okay, I managed to lose it by pushing to one side. Okay, I'm going to have to stop recording again because once again the tripod is on the way. So I managed to take out the massive floppy drive. I had never seen a floppy drive so big, not even in the case of those 5-inch drives. First of all, I'm going to need to replace the cable, which unfortunately it means that I'm going to render the other floppy also unusable. Because the cable is not long enough. Okay. So it is plugged in this end. You see that the other 3-inch connector isn't long enough to reach. So now I'm going to use an adapter so I get a normal floppy power connector. And now I'm going to connect the floppy. I'm going to connect the floppy and see what happens. Well, we are ready. We are ready to try. I know it looks ugly, but if it works properly, I'll look for a more permanent solution. Well, nice. You can see now. Well, it works. Maybe you can't see it. So I'm going to... Well, this means that at least the adapter works. But yeah. It tried to boot from the C drive, which there's no. Okay, so I instructed it to boot from the floppy drive, which is working properly, from the 3.5-inch drive. We have those 3.3, except this time in Spanish, unlike in the floppy drive, which is an English version. So now let's run fdisk. Yeah, if I write it properly, maybe it will work. Okay. And now we have fdisk. Okay. Yes. I want to create a new partition. Yes, I want to use the whole drive. And activate the partition. Okay. It seems that let's boot from the floppy drive. Okay. Okay, let's try to format the drive. Yes, I want to continue. Of course, I want to continue. Well, it's working. Oh, I should have done format /s so it would transfer the system directly to the drive. Well, it doesn't really matter. Well, it's taking way more than I expected. Excellent. We have, we have the whole capacity of the card. I choose a 32 megabyte card because on those 3.3 of the partition limit, I was at 34 megabytes or something like that. I don't remember the exact limit, but now we have that. Nice. Oh, I've seen that this command also can tell the system memory. Okay, well, irrelevant. Oh, this one still doesn't have the... okay. I don't remember what was... okay. For those who hasn't used old version of DOS, Prior to, I think it was, I don't remember if it was 5 or 6, you didn't have an installer properly set. You booted from the floppy, formatted the drive, transferred the system using the sys command, and then you merely would copy everything to the drive C. Yeah, this is how you install those on your computer back then. So yeah, now that I know that it works, I'll have to look for a more permanent solution for the floppy drive. I'll need a bay adapter for this. I'll get something work. Okay. Okay. We are here. Okay, in theory, now we have the system successfully transferred to the C drive, so we no longer need the floppy drive, and in theory we could restart and boot from the C drive. Echo off. Okay! And we have it working from the compact flash card as if it were a hard drive. So it worked. Now I have a nice hard drive I can do stuff with.